So what lens should you use for headshots? Well, let's find out. My name is Royce, and over the past few years, I would typically gravitate toward the 85mm lens when shooting headshots. The reason for that was because that's what I was told. Most gurus out there recommend using an 85 to 100mm lens for headshots. At a bare minimum, maybe 70. So, and the reason was because of distortion. They always say, oh, if you shoot too wide, the facial features will be distorted, blah, 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 blah. And that may very well be true, but I had never done any testing on my own. So I decided, you know what, maybe I should. Now, right now, I recently switched from the Fuji system to the Canon system, and I like it. But I only have 3 lenses. I have a 35mm, a 50mm, and a 100mm. They're all EF lenses. I don't have any RF glass at the moment. Maybe one day we'll get there. But in the meantime, this is what I'm working with. So I sat down, I used a ring light. I had a white wall in the background. I shot through the ring light and created the same framing for all 3 images, the same composition. So what I wanted to see was how distorted the images would be from one to the next. If I put them side by side, would I see any significant difference? And I could tell you now, there's a significant difference. But the results weren't exactly what I was expecting. So let's check it out and you can see for yourself. I'll give you my opinion. And at the end, I did ultimately edit one of the photos. I can't say that was my plan going into it, because you'll tell I was looking pretty scruffy in these images, but hey, it is what it is. Just have fun with it, right? So let's check it out. Alright guys, so this is it. These are my test images. We'll start off with the 100mm photo right here. So this was, keep in mind, I shot these in aperture priority. So the settings are different from shot to shot, but I made it a point to use f5.6 as the aperture for all 3. So that was consistent, but the ISO and the shutter, those vary. So again, this is the 100mm. This here is the 50mm, and this one here is the 35mm. So let's do a little side by side. Let's do the 35 with the 50. So here's the 50 up top, and here's the 35. Let's blow it up just a little bit. So 35 over here, and 50 over here. Let's try the 50 and the 100. Here's the 50 on the right, and here's the 100 on the left. Do you notice a difference? I do. So let's try the 135. This should be quite obvious. If you didn't notice the difference yet, you'll definitely see it now. Boom. 35 on the right, 100 on the left. I mean, like, keep in mind, I took these pictures minutes apart. Nothing changed except for the lens and of course the settings. So you can see the background looks a little different, but that's because the ISO is higher on one. We got ISO 400 on the 100mm photo versus ISO 160 on the 50mm photo, and again differences in the shutter speed as well. But f5.6 on both. The top one is the 100mm photo. The bottom one is the 35mm photo. And yeah, it looks like I'm probably 15, 20 pounds lighter in the 35mm shot compared to the 100mm shot. I mean, maybe even more. So if you had someone who was conscious about their weight and wanted you to try to make them look a little slimmer, hey, use a wide angle or wider angle. Now, keep in mind too, even though overall my face looks slimmer, if we just look at the 35mm, the closer objects are to the lens, the larger they will appear. So my head looks smaller, it looks more narrow, but my nose looks about the same as it does in the 100mm shot. You see that? Not a big difference in the size of my nose, but my head on that 100mm shot is definitely compressed. I mean, the compression is at work for sure. My head looks like a balloon compared to the 100mm. So here's what I could tell you. I'll put all three back on the screen, right? In my opinion, the 50mm looks the most like I did that day in real life. I took these pictures, I looked at them, and then I walked away and looked in the mirror to see what I looked like. And I could tell you without a doubt, the 50mm was the closest to how I appear in real life. Now there may very well be another lens that more accurately renders someone in real life, so comparing the human eye to the lens. So I would say somewhere in that 50 to 60mm range, perhaps. But hey, everyone's different. Everyone sees what they see and likes what they like. So it's really up to you at the end of the day which lens you would pick. But if given the lenses that I have, the 50mm is definitely my choice, and ultimately that's the one that I decided to edit. So we can take a look at the edit. Nothing special, I was just having some fun. Here we go. So here's my edit right here. So yes, these are the same image. I just put the one on the right into Photoshop and had some fun with it. If you guys wanna learn how I edit photos and see how I do it, hey, maybe I'll make a video about it. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully there was some value in there. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. I know I did. It was definitely a worthwhile exercise, and I strongly recommend it if you've never done it. Were you as surprised as I was? I wasn't expecting the 50 to be the one, but it looks like the 50 is the one. I don't know what lenses you have, but this may be a worthwhile experiment. Ultimately, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos, because I will be making some more. Thank you.